Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. Today we are doing week 4 of the Every Bit Counts challenge, where we're trying to preserve something every day. Some days, some weeks, we do really good at it, and some weeks we don't. But anyway, tonight I'm going to do kind of an easier project, I guess. I need to dry some thyme, and I have some thyme growing in my garden. It's kind of buried. Let me show you. I got a little marigold picker, so now it smells like marigolds down here. Okay, my thyme bush is in there, but I kind of need to weed it a little before I can actually find the thyme to get it. And I know there's lots of jokes about thyme in this video. Ta-da! I found it. So it's a little sad looking, but I'm hoping to get a little bit trimmed off this side mainly where I can dry some. So we're just gonna trim off kind of the tops of these a little bit. I think further down it's more woody, but the tops are kind of new growth. So we're gonna trim off a bunch of that. That's a good little bit. Not crazy, but I don't want to kill the whole plant. So we'll dry that, and maybe we'll be able to come back for more cuttings this fall. We're not doing anything special to dry the thyme. It's just kind of sitting here in a pile on my counter. This is kind of one that's already, I feel like, pretty dry to begin with, so it doesn't take a lot to dry it. And when it's done, I'll just take it off the stems and put it in a jar. Today is Saturday. I did not preserve anything yesterday. I was gone pretty much all day, and so I did not get anything preserved. Today I'm going to preserve 2 of these tiny little pie pumpkins. I'm going to cook them up. They're starting to get a little soft, so I'm just going to preserve them. I'm going to cook them up, and then I'm going to put the puree in the freezer to make fall stuff pretty soon. It's still August, so we can wait another month or so before we dig out all the pumpkin things, right? So I'm ready. Chop these up, or cut them in half, scoop out the seeds, roast them out dry. My oven is already going, making different things, so I'm just going to pop these in as the other things cook, and it'll be fine. So I'm making some bread today, and some muffins, and all sorts of goody things. So I'm kind of using my oven heating twice, I guess. It's also not incredibly hot today. It's been so nice lately. And so that has been nice to actually bake stuff. I'll have to bake for a while. It'll probably take like an hour or so. We'll be back. I did not get around to scooping out the flesh of the pumpkin yesterday. So it just got stuck in the fridge, and it's cooling, or it cooled, so they got a little bit of caramelized burntness around the edge. So I'm going to scrape that off, and then I'm going to put all this in my blender and blend it up. That did not make very much at all. Maybe a cup, maybe a little bit more than that, but I strained it to get a little bit of the liquid out. I don't think very much came out, so I'm going to bag it up and put it in the freezer. Today's preserving project is actually going to be a 2-day project, so I'm going to start it tonight, and then I'm going to let it cook overnight. So I'm making some spaghetti sauce again, and this is carrot spaghetti sauce. We really like it. Helps. It really sticks to the spaghetti really well, so we really like it that way. So I've already prepped a bunch of the ingredients. The garlic. Let's see, I peeled the garlic, onion, a bunch of carrots, 4 pounds of carrots, and salt, pepper, and I think that was it that I've prepped so far. And later after dinner, I'm going to put it in the roaster pan with 24 pounds of tomatoes that are in my freezer, and a beef bone if I have it in my freezer as well. And then I'm going to set the roaster oven to like low, 200 maybe, overnight, and it will cook overnight and be ready to blend in the morning. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. Get that all going. Kind of a quick project for today. The onion peeling took a lot less time than I thought it was going to today. And so, yeah, I'm going to get this in the roaster. It will make a lot of sauce. 24 pounds of tomatoes. This recipe will probably make 12 quarts of sauce, so that's exciting. I think my sauce is cooked long enough, so I'm going to blend it up. In my blender I have some olive oil, oregano, and basil to mix in. Now, you'll notice there's a lot of liquid in this batch of tomatoes, just like in the other batch of tomato sauce that I made, but the difference is the carrots will thicken all that liquid right up, and I won't have to cook this down anymore. And ta-da! Look at this nice thick soup. I mean, sauce. It smells like soup. It smells like soup, tomato soup, but it's really sauce. I'm just mixing it, make sure it's really good and combined, but I think it probably is. I did those herbs first, so each blender load kind of mixed in as it went. Yeah, now I'm going to get this all jarred up and canned up, and voila. So you could water bath can this for, I think, 25 minutes. Or you can freeze it, or you can pressure can it. Maybe it's water bath for 40 minutes. I don't know. Consult your guide for how long to do sauce. I'll link this recipe down below too because I really like it. And y'all should make it too because it's really yummy. But the carrots definitely make it stick to the spaghetti. We actually ended up with 13 quarts and a half a pint, well, a pint. So lots more than I expected. We're officially to that point in the season where I'm running out of canning jars. Like starting to scrounge for the canning jars. I know I have a few more for a few more things. But I do not have enough to make applesauce, which is next month's project. And I'll probably do at least 2 bushels of applesauce, which is like another 3 dozen jars. I do not have 3 dozen jars to make applesauce. I also don't know where my jars go each year. I know I have a lot in the fridge of like banana pickles and sauerkraut and stuff like that, but that's not that many jars.
The cupboards.
And there's not that many empty ones in the cupboards. And I know a few got chips and stuff and some got broken, but I didn't think that many got broken. So I'm not really sure where they went. I probably would have gotten 14 quarts if I would have remembered that I left juice in here. Oops. For the last project of the week, I'm going to be making some peach syrup. I've made this once before and I didn't especially like it, but I found a different recipe. So hopefully this turns out better. I'll link it down below. Anyway, I'm going to boil some peach peels and pits in some water for a while, simmer them. And then I'm going to add, or strain it out, simmer it, strain it. And then I'm going to put in some sugar and cook it a little bit more. And hopefully that will be some nice yummy peach syrup. Now, I have about 4 cups of liquid, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to do like a cup of this liquid and put in the sugar for it. I'm just not sure how well it will taste, and I don't really want to put in 8 cups of sugar and ruin it all. So I'm going to try it with just like maybe even half a cup, because it's still a cup of sugar. Anyway, we're going to try it, and it may need to cook a little bit more. It doesn't really look like it's very peachy. I mean, it's colored, but we'll see. I'm just going to try it with a little bit first. Okay, so it's cooking, but I tasted a little bit of it. It's very, very sweet. Not a ton of peach flavor. I mean, it's very subtle. So I think I'm going to do is I poured the rest of that back in there. I'm going to keep boiling that later. And I'll finish this off later, off camera. Not in the video. Anyway, because it's going to take too long. Anyway, I'll finish this batch. And then I'll boil that some more. And then I won't have quite as much liquid to put sugar in, and it should be better and more peachy flavored. It should be a lot better. So that's what we're gonna go with. This is gonna be great. We're gonna put it over some Dutch baby that we're gonna have for some lunch, and it'll be yum. So I'm gonna stop here for this week of the Everbit Counts challenge. We got some things for not a whole ton this week, but I'm gonna try to do one last week. I mean, August ends this weekend. I'm gonna try to finish it off one more week and have one more video next Wednesday. So come back for then. What did you preserve this week? Did you get anything fun done? I feel like this syrup was probably the most fun that I preserved. But I have a few other fun projects left to do that I just haven't gotten to yet. So come back next week and we'll do some more preserving.